The I Ching's hexagram, Zhun, provides insight into the key elements of entrepreneurship.
The hexagram Zhun in the Book of Changes, I Ching, symbolizes the stage after the beginning of heaven and earth, when living beings start to stretch out, hence indicating difficulties and delays. Looking at the evolution of the character Zhun, its original form resembles the appearance of newly grown plants. The horizontal line represents the land, and the curved hook below symbolizes the bending of roots, representing the initial growth of plants, the arduous process of breaking through the soil, and the yet-to-be fully formed expansion. Similar to a seed deeply buried in the soil, it now wants to break through the surface but is obstructed by the hard ground. Furthermore, the combination of this hexagram consists of Ken above Zhen. Zhen trigram represents the movement of thunder, while Ken trigram represents water, ice, depression, and difficulties. The overall symbol of the hexagram Zhun is an inner desire to move forward, accompanied by external obstacles. It metaphorically suggests that when things are in their early stages, they will encounter difficulties and obstacles. However, after breaking through these challenges, all things will flourish. Hence, it is named Zhun. This phenomenon is similar to those in modern society who want to start a business. At the beginning, they inevitably face difficulties and obstacles. Entrepreneurs must overcome various obstacles to demonstrate the power of a new business, enabling it to develop successfully. Those who cannot withstand tests and setbacks will be eliminated by society. The hexagram Zhun is described in the divination text as follows. Zhun signifies great progress and success. It is beneficial to be steadfast and upright. Do not take action prematurely. It is advantageous to establish a leadership position, which in modern democratic society may not necessarily mean establishing a country or becoming a noble. However, for those who wish to start a business, it is crucial to make proper personnel arrangements and form alliances, as this will contribute to the development of their ventures. Therefore, although entrepreneurs in modern times do not need to establish a leadership position, they still need to prepare in terms of personnel. For those aspiring to explore new businesses and opportunities, the hexagram Zhun provides two fundamental principles. The first principle is not to take action prematurely. When one's capabilities are not yet strong, it is important to build a solid foundation, accumulate experience, and restrain the impulse to immediately expand the scope of operations. This is what "do not take action prematurely" implies. The second principle is to establish a leadership position, which involves making proper personnel arrangements and forming alliances. By adhering to these two principles, one can achieve great progress and success. In this modern society, entrepreneurship has become the dream of many young people. It is a path full of thorns that requires courage, perseverance, and wisdom. This story revolves around a young man named Xiaolin and describes the hardships and growth he experienced in the process of starting a business. Xiaolin is a young person with a strong entrepreneurial passion. He dreams of starting a studio to apply his skills and assist clients in building websites and designing web pages. Although Xiaolin has great ambitions, he is limited by the lack of funds for opening a store and the banks only willing to provide small loans. His grand plans are continuously scaled down and compromised, eventually forcing him to settle for a small storefront in a narrow alley as his studio. He can only rely on a university friend to help at a friendly price, unable to do much more. Xiaolin is extremely frustrated as this is completely different from his initial vision. He even doubts if he can really pursue this career. A wise person advises him.
Entrepreneurship is inherently difficult and arduous. At this time, going out is like having a huge boulder or pillar blocking the way. preventing progress and leaving one only able to wander in place. This is the time to stay in one place, focus on oneself, and give oneself encouragement and motivation. Check if there are opportunities to further deepen and strengthen one's professional skills, continue to cultivate one's abilities. In spare time, inquire about acquaintances in the same industry or engage in upstream or downstream work. Actively communicate with these people and strive for more support and collaboration, which will be beneficial to the future development of one's career.
Xiaolin listened to the advice of the expert and focused on cultivating his professional skills in his studio. After 3 months, a group of people came to Xiaolin's studio in a grand manner. Xiaolin initially thought they were there to rob him, but after asking about their intentions, he learned that this group of people was introduced by a friend of Xiaolin's. They wanted to collaborate with Xiaolin on technical projects and hoped that he could take on web design work that they were not proficient in. Upon hearing their intentions, Xiaolin thought to himself, "This is great." He had expected to wait for a year or more before getting any business, but now, within just 3 months, people were actively seeking collaboration with him. It was like a woman who had been waiting for a suitable suitor, unable to get married. Suddenly, a wedding procession arrived, wanting to take her home. How could such good news not be pleasantly surprising? Just as Xiaolin eagerly awaited the signing of the contract, he never expected that a competitor would suddenly emerge and intercept this collaboration plan. Someone offered to work with the group at a lower price, and enticed by the low cost, the collaboration that had already been negotiated fell through, leaving Xiaolin feeling disappointed. Like a young girl eagerly waiting for the wedding procession to take her to her husband's home, she finds herself trapped by various obstacles and unable to form a good marriage. Moreover, she has to wait for a long 10 years before getting married and becoming pregnant. The situation of 6'2" Yao is just as difficult to endure. After the setback from the previous incident, Xiaolin remained quiet for a while, but soon became restless again. He felt that he couldn't just wait around anymore, so he decided to take the initiative and promote himself to various large companies and corporations without any personal connections to guide him. However, this approach didn't yield the expected results. Everyone ignored him, giving him disdainful looks and even threatening him. Xiaolin faced daily setbacks and felt completely defeated. He couldn't understand why entrepreneurship was so difficult. The numerous obstacles and failures finally made Xiaolin realize that unless he had accumulated enough skills and reputation to provide tangible assistance to others, no one would value him. As a result, Xiaolin stopped running around all day and focused on his studio, diligently improving his skills. Finally, a client was willing to place an order and gave Xiaolin the recognition he deserved. Now, Xiaolin sought alliances within the industry once again, and everyone welcomed him and was willing to collaborate with him. Xiaolin could finally expand his business, with his team growing from 1 person to dozens, even hundreds. His studio went from 1 to 2, and then from 2 to 4. Xiaolin became a big boss in the industry. As Xiaolin became the big boss, he continued to maintain the same level of salary for his employees. However, this approach led to dissatisfaction among the staff, and many of them decided to leave. Xiaolin realized that his stinginess was causing losses for the company, so he decided to change his policy and become more generous. The employees' salaries were increased, and the year-end bonuses became very generous. This is what the 9-5 Yao says: to collect food is auspicious for small things, and unlucky for big things. It means that if you only focus on hoarding food for yourself and don't help others, doing small things will bring good luck, but doing big things will be dangerous. Shaolin's business became more and more prosperous, more and more branches were opened, and the debt owed for opening branches snowballed. Finally, due to the imbalance of financial leverage, Shaolin had no choice but to declare bankruptcy. Shaolin returned to his hometown, sat in his living room, and recalled all the things he had done in entrepreneurship in the past. He couldn't help but burst into tears. No amount of regret could save his career. Overall, although the Zhun hexagram is dangerous and difficult, fortunately the Ken hexagram, which symbolizes danger, is on the outside, while the hidden meaning of the Zhun hexagram below suggests that as long as the diviner takes action, they will eventually be able to overcome difficulties. The Zhuan records the divination of Baiwan before he sought refuge in the state of Yijing, as well as the divination of Kongqingzi of the state of Wei to determine which prince was suitable to become the new ruler of Wei, both of which resulted in a very positive and bright outcome, as shown in the video links in the description box. Therefore, it can be seen that the Zhun hexagram is not necessarily an unlucky hexagram. The growth of new life and new opportunities seems to be infinitely beautiful, but in fact, the beginning is all kinds of difficulties. The first 3 lines of Zhun hexagram are spent in the process of waiting, frustration, and continued waiting, which not only tortures people's hearts, but also cultivates strength. If you just follow what others say and see how impressive others are in starting their own businesses, you will not evaluate your own business properly and start your own business as well. The result will be that you will be eliminated in the first 3 lines. Only after surviving the trials of the first 3 lines did a glimmer of light emerge after the 4th line. From then on, there will be a bright future. The 9-5 Yao is the highlight moment for entrepreneurs, but at this moment, their fortunes begin to turn from good to bad. By the time we reach the 6th line, the good days are over and the bad days are coming. The enlightening meaning of Zhun hexagram to those who study the I Ching is that at the beginning of everything, they should remain cautious and patient, and be prepared to face future challenges. The road to success is long and difficult. Although it is difficult, it contains vitality. As long as we stick to the right direction, operate with heart, and maintain personnel harmony, we will eventually achieve success.
To discover more stories about the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching, remember to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to receive instant updates on new videos. For further insights into the knowledge of the I Ching, please click on the link below for See Generation Digital I Ching.